We are hanging out with the one and only Ace Frehley. The behind-the-scenes stuff
Steve Brown.
And Steve Brown is so much fun because we're just getting all these great stories. We want to talk about guitar playing, though. I want to get into guitar playing because I said the sound, when I first heard the opening, riff of 10,000 volts and also Walking on the Moon, which I think is this like fun, it's like a bluesy banger. Like it's got like just great, texture to it.
Steve wrote the intro to Walking on the Moon.
I love it.
It's brilliant.
I love it. And there was something about that guitar. And I thought to myself, wow, this is so Ace Frehley. And you talk to so many young artists who influenced you. As Steve just said, Eddie Van Halen and Ace for him. And I talked to so many people, that passed through here. And your name, Ace, comes up so much. So talk to me about this being a guitar record, because this is a guitar record. And I want to talk to you guys about the construction of that. And was that always something that you envisioned, or did it just sort of come out that way?
Well, I think the most important thing was the fact that Ace and I are both guitar players first before we started writing songs. So the guitar it's a part of our personality, part of our being. So my goal, and I said this to Ace, I said, Ace, we really need to focus on getting back to your classic way you used to construct guitar solos. Yet it was spontaneous, but we also I would let him play through the whole song and go, hear that? That's great. We need to repeat that, because Ace's solos back, especially on the Kiss songs, the great solos, he would repeat licks a lot.
Yes.
They were very thematic. So that was my goal. And what was so cool is I would have a guitar and Ace would have a guitar. He'd be plugged in and we'd just let the song rip. And I'd go to him while he's playing, because he loves to be spontaneous and raw. And I'd be going, no, dude, we got to make this. It's got to make sense. And then I would sit there, and just because it was easy for him to understand, I go, dude, play the Shock Me lick. Play the thing you did in 100,000 years, Kiss references. And then he would sometimes go, I don't want to play that. That's boring. And then 30 seconds later, he would play that lick. And I'd go, I got it. Because the other cool thing, when you're recording in Pro Tools, you record everything. And so we would do 10 takes. And then I would sometimes put it together. But that was one of the really cool things about getting. And I think as a guitar player, and I think all the guitar fans out there, when they hear 10,000 volts, they're going to say this is one of Ace's greatest guitar playing records that he's done in, 40 years, I think.
What was that song that you wrote, the majority of it, the rhythm part, and you were happy with it? And I was happy with it, but I said, this song needs a bridge. You go, it doesn't need a bridge.
Well, that was Walking on the Moon. That was Walking on the Moon. And
I wrote the bridge for Walking on the Moon.
He woke up.
Didn't have a bridge.
Right. He woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. He recorded the vocals and recorded the guitars. Now, I had the duty as an engineer to cut and paste and chop it all in and make it work. But again, what he did by himself, singing and recording and playing, engineering in his own studio, we were able to use that. So that's the beauty. And again, recording at his studio in Sparta and my studio in Ringwood, New Jersey, it was just a marriage made in heaven. It was the perfect working environment.
And we recorded the song Blinded, right? Came out great. So 7 o'clock in the morning, you wake up and you're like half asleep, half awake. A lot of times they get creative ideas at that juncture. I called up Steve and I go, why don't we open up the song with the chorus a cappella, just to give another, flavor to the record.
Yeah.
And he did it quickly. He says, let me just try it right now. Because he's such a quick engineer at editing on Pro Tools, because he's been doing it for 30 years. And he called me back and he goes, amazing.
It's killer. Yeah, we went for I told him, I said, it's like Kansas, Carry On Your Wayward Son, or like You Give Love a Bad Name. But I said that to Ace and he goes, I love Bon Jovi. That's perfect. And it was killer. And it was unique because we also wanted to make each song have its own unique thing. And like the song Constantly Cute, which is unique because we have Ace's fiance, Lara, who sings background vocals.
Right?
And I'll tell you the story behind the title. Laura's talking to me, and we were looking at photographs of me from the 70s to now, and I was saying, I'm starting to look a little old, I don't know if it's time for another facelift or what. She goes, forget about it. She goes, you're constantly cute. And then she continues to talk. I go, whoa. Constantly Cute. That is a song title.
And there you go.
I call up Steve. I go, we got to write a song, Constantly Cute.
That's
Boom.
awesome.
One
Awesome.
day.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I love, and watching the two of you together, and this is what I love the most. It's not just what came out of the record, but it's how excited you are and how excited you are. And that's what music is all about. It's that passion of putting out great music.
Again, Tara, this is at 72 years old. This is a guy who has kind of been reborn musically on this record. This is his most successful record. Monarch, the label Monarch Heavy, who's putting it out. They've told me and Ace, we're already at millions of streams, the views on the video. To be able to have this kind of success, it's rejuvenated him. And much like if you listen to the new Rolling Stones record, those guys are 80 years old, and they made the best record that they've made in 40 years.
I love that record. Hackney Diamonds, Dynamite. Dynamite.
And
Yeah.
I, put that up. Its age is irrelevant here.
I picked the right line of work because I can do this until I'm 80.
You can do this
and
forever, Ace.
I just had a physical from my doctor. This is a funny story. And he starts laughing in the office. He's going over my blood work. He goes, Ace, for the last 3 years, your blood work has gotten progressively better. You're the only patient I have that's aging in reverse.
Yes! We need that.
It's because he's electrified. He's full of
electrified.
10,000 volts all the time.
All right, I'm going to play. We got to do a little New York groove. Then I'm going to come back. I want to talk about the Carteret Pack Show. Don't let me forget because I want everybody to get their tickets. And we're hanging out with Ace. It's a great way to spend a Wednesday. We're going to get him back here every Wednesday.